Hello, hello, hello. It is Elsa932 on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. We are here to cover Ready to Love Detroit. I believe this is episode 6. Okay, we are plowing away. We are going through this. Whew. All I gotta say is Detroit, you are a delightful season so far. I'm glad we're not having a hiatus. Y'all are not giving us a break for Christmas, winter, whatever's happening. It could be snow on the ground. And Detroit, Ready to Love is saying, it don't matter. We the post office. It don't matter. We will be delivering episodes. Okay. So we are here. We started off. Let's see. Hey, let's talk about it all. Good to see you. Hey, Miss Buckeye 99. Good to see you. So we are starting off how we finished the last time. Okay. We had Donna and Christina on the bottom two. Okay. And this will be the last few times we get to see this. Christina is sent home. Okay. Christina is sent home. She is not here anymore. If you know the Diary of a Mad Black Woman, you would know where that Christina came from. Okay. This was a great episode. Happy to catch the live and a deep dive. Happy you are here. There were some things that I missed. I will say there were some things that I missed. So we are definitely going to be deep diving. Okay. But Christina left saying that if her expectations are too much, okay, then these men here aren't ready to be with a woman like her. Okay. And if she has to do it on her own, why have you as her man? Don't waste her time. Now, the only person we saw that she hugged on the out was Devin. Okay. She gave everybody else the peace sign. Peace, I'm out. Good knowing you. That's what Christina said on the way out. Hey, Jaguar, good to see you. Okay. She said, I'm out. Okay. I'm out. Peace. I'll see you later. So the ladies we learn have the power. Let me change my media asset. Wild interpretation of events for Christina. It was wild. It was wild. She was like, I ain't got time for none of y'all. Okay. And as you see in the group here, Christina, right below here. Christina's name is in black now. It's kind of like the lights are out, no longer red. She's no longer in the running. She is no longer ready to love. Okay. So let us continue. The ladies have the power. The men are to open up and kind of reveal things. I guess the ladies are to reveal things as well. Hey, Felicia, good to see you. So Nicole set up hot yoga with Chris, Vince, Steven, Ashley, and Donna. Hey, cross country cruise her. And we see that Donna and Chris were sitting down talking. We find out he is not a romantic connection for Donna. And remember, y'all, he had asked her, I think Donna was turned off by Chris from that first mix-up when he said, you going to spell the beans? You going to tell me what the ladies are saying? Are you going to tell me exactly what's going on here? I mean, what are we saying? Okay. I think Donna was turned off by that. And I would not fault her if she was. So Chris states that he had to develop his conversation style and his conversation skills, to, be better than the prettier dudes. And, he now when he has his glow up and he's handsome and stuff, and Donna kept a straight face. Okay. Donna kept a straight face. She's like, okay, keep on telling me more. But she says it fits. Donna totally understands right now why Chris talks so much. Why? Because he probably thinks they are prettier men or more handsome men around. Yes, it was a little funny the way Donna kept it together, because I would have flinched at least a little bit. It would have been a little flinch, but it would have been enough for y'all to catch it. I'm not saying Chris is not a handsome man, but it's like he made his glow up sound much higher than it actually was. But he did glow up. I'm sure he did. So we see Nicole and Vince. Vince did ask Nicole if she wanted to go first. And she jumped first. Nicole, I would have liked you to have tossed it right back at Vince. Said, no. We are the ones in power. I wish for you to share. Okay, I wish for you to share. Hey, hi, Vibe, good to see you. Chris also still needed Donna to get information. Donna ain't giving him no information about the ladies at all. She didn't do any self-reflection. Didn't hear another YouTuber's video. Gonna get school ready to fund. She will upgrade from a go to resource acquisitions. Okay, Jaguar, good to know that she is advancing. So as I said, Nicole and Vince asked, did ask if she wanted to go first, and she didn't say no. Okay, she didn't say no. She continued on, okay, and she said her part. She reveals that she, at first she was sharing that she didn't want to be a mother, but now she does think that she wants to have kids, but she is afraid of failing. That's the synopsis of what she said. Okay, either this is the effect of the parenting style she grew up with. We don't know, Nicole, or just her fear of everything dealing with kids. If the kid's going to grow up being, contributing members of society, we don't know. Or does she just want Ed's kids? You see, now she know that Ed's free and single and no longer married, and that he moved back to Detroit because she told us at the first mixer, Ed, I didn't know you moved back to Detroit. Is it now that Ed is up for grabs? She want his babies? Is it that Ed is now on the market? Is why she's now saying, hey, and maybe I want to have kids because I want to have his kids. Is that it? Is that what's going on? Okay. That's just a question. We don't know Nicole. We don't know Nicole and what she's thinking at all. So Vince did share that he told his kids that he was learning as they are learning because he wasn't a parent before them. Okay. That his daughter said, oh, so basically we're raising you two. He said he had to drop them off before he cried. And I'm like, Vince, why can't we let him see you cry? If it's an emotional moment, let your kids see you cry. That's okay. And have they seen you cry? It could sometimes humanize a parent in a child's eyes if they see those emotions. But we don't know if Vince shared something else. It sounded like Vince just piggybacked off of what Nicole shared. And I'm hoping that Vince shared something else other than just piggybacking off of what she said. I'm hoping, but we don't know. Remember, this is an edited, produced show. We see what they let us see. Okay. Then we see Donna and Steven. We're getting a lot of Donna. Donna almost out the door, and we're getting a lot of Donna. Said why was she single for 7 years? Donna says, hey, she had 2 back-to-back relationships, and it was poor relationships, and she had to get to know herself, maybe reinvent herself. I love that answer. And I was like, Donna, are we calculating? Are we calculating those answers, Donna? Steven says, if you want Donna, you can't play games. Well, she already told us in confessional, Steven, that even if you try to hide something, she will find it. She will do the math and she will find what it is she is looking for. Hey, John Tony, good to see you. Good to have you here. Hey, hi, Vibe. I'm not sure if I said hello to you when I saw you come in, but hello. So Donna says, does the relationship with your parents affect your dating? This is what she asked Steven. And he shared his mom had passed. We had all known, but we don't know who he shared this with in the cast. And he says he missed being able to reach out to his mother and get her input on things. And he more gets his input and guidance from the ladies of the family. He turns to the ladies of the family for that type of input. I'm glad that Steven realized that's what he needed. And I'm glad he has family members that he can go to get what he needed. Okay. Say, I appreciated the honesty from Vince. I think it was meaningful for the assignment to open up, and Nicole seemed to connect with him more. Yes, she did. Yes, she did seem to connect with him more. Definitely did. Okay. She definitely connected with him more. We see Ashley and Chris. 4 to 5 months, he fell in love fast, and the person ghosted him. Remember, Chris was walking Ashley to her car. He fell in love fast. The person ghosted him. I'm like, oh, did they ghost you because that's the only way they could get a word in edgewise, Chris? Is that the only way they can get a word in edgewise, Chris? Hey, Kathy Smith, good to see you. I always see your comments. Glad to have you here on a live. Ashley said that he has a bruised ego. And if he could do all those things with that woman that he fell in love with really fast, then he could open up to them. And Chris says, why waste time with someone he's not interested in? Well, then go home, Chris. Who are you interested in? Did we see or know who Chris was interested in? Hey, Naomi, good to see you. Good to have you in here. Okay. Good to have you in here. Hey, let's talk about it all. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Okay. And Chris, you could just go home. If you're not finding anyone that anyone that you are connected with, then you can go home, Chris. You can go home. You can totally go home, Chris, if you're not connecting with anyone. Then we see Lauren and Bello. Bello calls, they're at a tiki bar on the water. Bello calls her, the bartender named Luscious Lauren. Okay. She's fine with it. She loves it. Okay. That's only when she's a bartender. Don't call her that outside of her bartending duties. Now he does share, Bello does share. You remember Bello is part of the Beijing Brotherhood. Does share that your phone is buffering, Jatoni, is please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and my recap okay. Because everything is fine on my end. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Okay, Absan says she can hear me okay. 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 Jatoni, you may want to close out the live and come back in. I see a few people have put a 1 in the comment section that they can hear me okay. Okay, sometimes that happens. Thank you all of you who confirmed that you can hear me okay. So he shares that he has a 1-year-old daughter. This is Bello. She is in Miami. He found out about 4 or 5 months ago. Was the product of a one-night stand. And it is strictly a co-parenting relationship. He has stepped up. He is involved in his daughter's life. Admirable. Then Lauren said he's open and will answer anything if asked. But this is where y'all know I'm a little diabolical. Y'all know I think about things in a little different way. I want to think about this as, but will he only share what you ask him? If it is not a specific question, will he share it? What if you don't ask the right questions? Is it that you won't get the right answers? That is my question with it. There's something with people who are open and very open. You ask me anything and I'll answer. But if you don't ask that question the right way, you're not going to get the right answer. Now, Lauren did say at the end of this that this date has brought them closer. And I'm like, oh, really? How close? Where's the closeness? I didn't hear closeness. I heard he was open, but I didn't hear closeness. But I have questions. What is the co-parenting situation? How is it, does it, happen? How is this, going on since your child is so young? Because 4 to 5 months is kind of hard to, have a baby back and forth on a plane. There's a lot of questions. And if you don't ask the right question, will Bello share it? It's like, don't ask, don't tell. If you don't ask me, I won't tell you. Okay. That was my assessment. I'm going to believe Lauren said they got closer. Okay, fine. They got closer. We'll take it as it is. Then we see the next date is Cardi and Dominique. They go to trivia at a local bar. Hey, Toya C, good to see you. Cardi and Dominique are playing trivia at a local bar. They call their name Cardam. That's the table name. That is their name for trivia. The trivia is about Backstreet Boys. Now, I will tell y'all, I have failed it. Backstreet is not back. I didn't know Backstreet. I would have failed that trivia too. How do we go from Motown Night to Backstreet? Backstreet's back. Was Backstreet on Motown? Did I miss something? Who picked this bar? At least let them have a fighting chance at answering the questions. Could we have picked a Motown bar or something? Let's get the Motown trivia. Could we have Aretha Franklin night? Could we have had that? Okay. How we go from Motown to Backstreet's Back? Now, Carde, we do know Carde has a daughter, and which he co-parents. And Dominique's last relationship was about 18 months ago. Okay, 18 months, that's about decent. He was hoping for a kiss by the end of the night, but he did not reach for it, unlike Devon in Mixer 2. Y'all remember Devon with the second mixer? When Devon was doing all that? Leaning in for a kiss, thinking it was time? Carde at least had the self-preservation not to do that. What is going on, Dominique? What is going on that these gentlemen are being fixated on, oh, it's time for a kiss? You must have a pull, and I ain't mad at it. Now, Dominique does share that she does like Bello, but may the best man win. And I'm like, Carde, really? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. You may have a moment, but I'm not seeing it. And Carde, I hope you like oxtail. Carde, I hope you like oxtails. Definitely. Okay? Definitely. Definitely, Carde. I'm hoping you like oxtail because that's what she provided. I have questions about Bello's definition of co-parenting. He said it is good, but he's only met the child twice. How? I'm out on Bello as a partner just for that alone. Now, I can understand Bello only meeting his child twice. Remember, he is in Detroit and his daughter is in Miami. The daughter also is 4 to 5 months old. So definitely co-parenting for that young of an age is going to be different. Okay? It will be different. So her being 4 to 5 months, I can understand only seeing her twice. He only found out, well, she's a year. Sorry. She's a year. He only found out 4 or 5 months ago. I can understand. So it's like every other month he's going to visit his daughter. He's going to Miami. So I can understand that bit of it. If she was older, I'll be like, yo, we could go, you could go to Miami. She could be brought forth. I'm not advocating for unaccompanied minor on a plane, though that's how I grew up. I traveled most of my life as an unaccompanied minor. This ain't the time for it. This ain't the time. But definitely I would understand only seeing her a few times. She's a year old. You've only known her to 4 or 5. Then too, the child doesn't really know you, but it's going to take some intense time with her to get to know and be, knowing him and him being able to bring his daughter to Detroit so far from her mom. There's a lot going on there. Also, I think that Dominique will take a step back once she finds out about Bello's. The daughter, I think, is one. She's 1, and he's only known about 4 to 5 months. That's what they said on the show. How serious is he now? Ready to love with that news, I guess. That's why I'm saying with Bello, the question comes up with the co-parenting. As you said, what is the co-parenting? What is it going to look like? What it is exactly is how I'm going to be looking at it sideways. Is he going to volunteer that information, or do you have to ask him details about it? How often do you go to Miami? Or is he going to present it and say, hey, this is what it is. My daughter's young, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, that part, I don't knock him for it. It seems like he didn't think it was his until the paternity test confirmed it. And then he stepped up. Plus, they weren't in a relationship. It was a one-night stand. Yeah, totally understand. 4 months equal approximately 120 days, only twice. He's in Detroit. I agree with you, Tyra's World. If his daughter was in Michigan anyway, I could understand. I would be, But he's in Detroit. He's in the north. She's all the way in Miami in the south. I'm not excusing him. I'm just saying I understand every other month you traveling to Miami. Daughter is 1 year old. We don't know. He could be spending a whole week with her every other month or the whole weekend. We don't know. Okay. He flies everywhere else. I'm with you, Tyrus. We just have questions. I am not his defense attorney. These are the questions. These are the questions that I don't know if Bello has to be asked, or is he going to voluntarily give the information? That's my thing with Bello. That's my only question. Will this will you get this? Will you tell me everything or do I have to ask you? That is my only question. When someone says they are open, ask me anything, that's where my antennas get up. If I don't ask you, may have an issue. Okay? But I'm with you, Tyrus. He flies everywhere. What is his schedule? What is he doing? Remember, he's an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurs don't get paid if they ain't really working their business. So I don't know the nature of Bello's business. If he is able to go and run to Miami. Yes, he flies everywhere, but it could be business travel. We don't know. There are questions. But I'm guessing Lauren got those answered. Now, next up, remember we just talked about Cardi and Dominique at that trivia. That was a bust. Not the date. The trivia was a bust. Then we see Lauren plans a date with Darius. Okay, Ja Tony, we're here. We're here. I didn't think about that really until now. I understand. Somebody sounds very personally invested in Bello. I don't know. Hey, maybe some people are. They're going take their time and see all the information they could find. Now we do see Lauren plans a date. She invited Darius, Devin, and Shannon. I like this grouping. Okay, I like this grouping. Now Darius did, bring a bottle of her favorite wine. Okay, or a wine that she mentioned to him, which is nice, very nice, very called for. She only mentioned it once, and he's paying attention. He's attentive. Okay. Lauren tells Devin he is put together. Now, I am not your fashion friend. I always tell you all that. I'm your fashion-less friend. Okay? Not the fashion-able. I'm not your fashionable friend. I didn't see Devin put together like the others were put together. I didn't see that. But Lauren is here for a compliment. Okay? She didn't tell him, well, didn't you get the memo? She didn't tell him that. Okay? She was like, hey, you look put together. Okay? Okay. I didn't see it, but maybe he was. Shannon did share in all of the sharing. Remember, we have to be open and vulnerable. Shannon did share that she fainted and she hit her head so hard against the wall that it still affects her today. Okay. Now she was studying for her exams. Shannon, I appreciate your vulnerability. I would love to learn more about you apart from work, anything associated to work and school, like how we found out from you roller skating, you did it weekly with your dad, something like that. But I appreciate you sharing that. And for you to still be, dealing with that today, your partner needs to know. And if what we see with you and Devin going along that route, I think your partner definitely, Devin, would need to know that this is something you are still dealing with. Can they handle, being with you considering? Now, Darius says, when he was a young man, a little boy, little girls would line up and kiss his hand and call him King Darius. Darius, you failed this assignment. I'm sorry. Darius, you failed this assignment. You look good doing it. I'm always down for a man with a beautiful lapel pin. Okay, I love the lapel pin. Okay, but you failed. You were so great at Shannon's house, sharing about your mother and the dress and the item. That was moving, but you failed here right now. Okay? You failed. It sounded like you didn't want to. It sounded like you didn't want to share anything and you just tried to be laughing about it. You could have shared the same story. You could have shared the same story. Because guess what? Only Shannon was there to know that it would have been the same story. Hello? Hello. You could have shared, oh, my mom, made my clothes. I was always proud to wear the clothes made by my mother. That would have been sharing. Or my mother made my children's clothes. My daughter's first dress, my mom made it. Sharing. I would have loved to have heard at least that. It would have been in line with the same thing that Shannon heard and just a little bit different. Just a little bit different enough to make it sound new. Sounds like it came off the top of the head. He gave it no thought. He gave no thought to it. Was he expecting Shannon and Lauren to kiss his hand? Because, hey, I'm used to this. Could you call me King Darius? And this does not fit in well with the Darius everybody's talking about that we're going to talk about later. This does not fit with the Pastor Darius that somebody mentioned in the ladies' lounge. Okay. So Lauren did say that her mom and dad had terrible relationship, and she knew this was not what love was supposed to look like. And with her son now, she can see that men are good until they show her otherwise. So I had questions based on the way Lauren said that. Y'all know I love to wonder about words. So does that mean your dad was the main problem? Or is it the relationship with men made you think that men were bad until you had your son? Was it the man she dated? Was it her dad? It seemed cut and it seemed spliced and diced in a way to make us question it. So I don't know if it was her dad, because she said her parents, okay, her parents didn't get along. They had a terrible relationship. So what was it? Why is it that you saw men bad in one light, and then now that you've had a son, you can see the good in men until they show you otherwise? Was it just the men you dated? Did it include your dad? They had me thinking like, there's a lot to Lauren's story we didn't hear, or at least 2-3 sentences that were left out. Now we find out another one using words in a particular way. Devin said his parents divorced when he was 6, and his father did not get along with his mother. Word choice. I was like, ugh. So was dad the problem? Because when you say my father, you say my parents divorced, but then my father didn't get along with my mother. Word choice. But Devin said he made sure that he is healed. He is going to be breaking these generational curses. This is not going to go into his relationships. Devin, we love to hear it. We love to hear it. Absolutely love to hear it. What we don't need is you bringing baggage to the new relationship. Okay, let's see what y'all saying. Just maybe Darius wanted to project what he shared to be adored by women. It's a wild comment, but revealing. Could be that Darius just wants to be, adored. My eyes adored you. Again, that was the little girls though. The women know better. Your kids do soften you and give you a different perspective. That they do. Tyra's world, that they do. This season seems like a huge miss. I only see Devin and Shannon together. Nobody else seems to be feeling each other or would be good together. Now, Jaguar, we cannot define whether people will be good together or not. We can't define that. Okay? It don't matter if they're good together or not, because we know with relationships, people get together today, a year later, they could be done. Okay? By what we see too, I'm sorry to say, Jaguar, I see Donna and Vince, because they two are talking about each other real nicely. Okay? They're talking about each other real nicely. So we find out that Lauren and Darius did leave. Lauren had a prior engagement. I wanted to see that conversation between Devin and Shannon. I wanted to see, because we saw Devin, the gentleman that he is appearing to be. Devin got up and he went and sat right next to Shannon where Darius was sitting. I said, oh, this is going to be a good conversation. And I sat in and I was like, we ain't going to get to see it. It better be on one of them hot takes coming up. I want to see that conversation, because we already see that Devin and Shannon getting together. I want to see that conversation. That's a hot take I want to see, not the one you dropped today. I'm sorry. That's how I turn things around, Devin. I like how he took a lesson from his parents' marriage and what it looks like to be whole in a relationship. Hey, Letitia, good to see you. Yes, Devin said he is not taking that baggage over. Now, Devin shines when he's one-on-one. Yes, He does, except for when he tried to lean in for the kiss with Dominique. So are we forgiving him for that? Absence? Are we forgiving him for the lean in kiss that has he repented for that sin? Now, oh, finally, Nicole and Ed get a date. Whew. Daggone it. We didn't want to see that Zoom date. We didn't want to hear about a Zoom date. And someone in production said, whoa, whoa, whoa. We ain't doing no Zoom dates either. We need to get these two in a room together. She says she's feeling all the things. She's feeling all the things with this date. And I said, what are we feeling, Nicole? Ed has given you nothing, but you are feeling something. Okay. She's feeling all the things. If he will say he's in love with her and hopes he is feeling the things. Nicole, what are you feeling and from where? Okay. After the date, she hopes she will know what Ed is feeling for her. If he feels the things too. And like, girl, you should have known 15 years ago if that man was feeling the things. You should have known 15 minutes ago, but you don't. Okay. Oh, you're okay. Devin has repented, and because he admitted he read it wrong, he's self-aware. Okay. But Tyra says the jury is out. Okay. Jury is out on Devin. We forgive Devin for the lean in because he's a nerd. He was never and will never get that level of woman. Daggone it. How do you forgive this man? Give him the forgiveness compliments and then snatch him back by his collar, high vibe? He will never get this level of woman. Wait a minute. Sorry, Devin. That ain't my words, but I will read it like if it was mine. So let's get back to Nicole feeling the things. Ed said he excited to see where this goes. And all I could think of was two words. Yeah, right. Okay. Ed, the way you deliver your lines ain't believable to me, but let's go. Let's go. Okay. Let's take it out on the date. Audio and video not synced. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Audio and video is not synced. Should be synced now. Should be synced now. Okay. Listen, we appreciate Devin initiative and give grace as opposed to Xavier's approach. I said, girl, I got a theory on the Ed Nicole situation. Girl, you didn't hear me on my theory. My theory last Saturday on a Little Black Book, I had that theory. Because ain't no way I'm crying over a man 15 years later and I ain't tried something. I'm just saying. But that's just me. And that will be projection. Okay. Ed said, we've known each other for 15 years and we never been on a date? Yes, because you never asked her, Ed. You never asked her to go on a date. That's why y'all ain't never. Don't act surprised, Ed. Did you ever ask her on a date? No. Then that's why y'all ain't never been on a date in 15 years. How about that? The delivery of the line, I was like, really? This is what you want to say? 15 years we never been on a date? No, you on a date now because you were told where to meet her. Nicole's date had to be planned, okay? Had to be planned. And you had to be told by production where to meet her. 15 years is just convenient enough to say it was right before he got married. It was right before he got married. Okay, Ja Tony. Ed is whack. You know, shout out to Phil Good. Hey, Phil, if you're in the bushes listening, it's whack. I can't say it like Phil, okay? There's a lie somewhere. Was it within the 15 years while he was married? Did they have an affair or smash? Tyra's, they knew each other in undergrad, okay? That's where I'm thinking there's a bitty bit of a timeline discrepancy. I ain't gonna say lie. I'm gonna say discrepancy. But we don't know these folks because Ed said he married his high school sweetheart. You've been together since they were 15. 15. Then he went off to college. But Nicole been sweating since undergrad. So did they break up for college? Uh, uh, okay. Okay. I don't know. There's some BS afoot. Yes, ma'am. Yes, there's a timeline discrepancy. If they did date, maybe Ed forgot about it. He's that type. Ooh, the type to forget a whole date. And you've been feeding, but she admits that they never dated. That don't mean that you don't have a drive-by in college. We don't know these folks. Okay? We don't know these folks. That don't mean, but she's saying he didn't want her because she's a good girl. So maybe she just been, sitting at the window, looking out and hoping that she is chosen. But Nicole says a few things. She says usually when she meets a person, she could tell how things will go in a relationship. But she doesn't have a clue with him. Okay? She doesn't have a clue with him. Nicole, how is it that when you see someone, you can see the whole relationship, how it can work out? You can see some of it. You can have hope. But how can we know the entire relationship? Tara said, I forgot too on national TV, knowing I was married. Yes, Ed was dating the ladies and an athlete in college. He said that he never saw her that way. So they just stopped talking and he got married the next day. I'm seeing overlapping. Now, we don't know the reasons for Ed's divorce either, but that's just speculation. Okay. Now, I'm concerned with Nicole saying when she meet a person, she could kind of see the relationship, or is it Nicole painting a picture again? Nicole, that to me, that gave off alarm bells. It's like, can you see all the way a whole relationship? Are you running a whole movie in your head and this person does not know that they're a star in it? As Tara is saying, you can read a stranger, but not him. But did they smash? He didn't see her that way. But what way did he see her? Or did he? Did he see her at all? But, she asked a question. How has past pain hurt or affected him today? And when he didn't answer, what's the most pain that he has experienced without being physical? Ed tells us he got a high tolerance for pain. Now, Ed, the only grace I will give you is like, this was edited, this was spliced. Maybe she asked you about boxing and you said you had a high tolerance for pain. That's as much grace as I'm going to give you. Okay? But looking at Nicole's face, you did not answer the question. But Nicole is giving Ed excuses. He has been divorced. Maybe he has trust issues. Why are you making excuses for this man? There's some people who never been divorced, never married, and they still got trust issues. Come on now. Why are we making excuses for this man in real time? Maybe he has trust issues. He doesn't want to tell me. 15 years and he still got trust issues with you after 15 years. That should tell you already the man don't trust you. Okay? And if he don't trust you, how strong could his feelings be for you, Nicole? I'm just asking certain questions. Then she admits that she knows nothing about him or if they would match. She has no clue. Excuse me? Excuse me? Where's the infatuation coming from? Where's this crush coming from? If you have no idea if this would be a match, no clue, where is this infatuation with this man coming from? This is scary. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. This is one of our sisters, but I'm scared. I'm scared. Tyrus is saying we don't know everything. We don't. Just my imagination running away with me. Yo, it was just my imagination running away with me. Okay, is that the song? Were they signed to Motown? Nicole, Nicole. Yes, we don't know everything, but it's like she's sitting there waiting her turn. She's in love and knows nothing. Wow. Tyra's is standing firm with the Nicole thing. Yeah, there's something else at play. She's not just crazy. She is not just crazy. Tyra's is like, don't do my girl Nicole like this. She ain't crazy. She is not crazy. Okay, you're saying that there is something that she's holding on to. They both admit they never had a date and looking at each other in college. Well, she looking at him. They known each other. Okay, now did she know his ex-wife? Mm, I don't know. See if she, y'all don't take me down this road because if she knows his high school sweetheart and high school sweetheart wasn't at that college, if she knew who he was married to, daggone it, y'all. I'm sorry. That would be too much of a diabolical situation for me. Too much of a diabolical. Based on how the lady spoke to her in the lounge, something ain't right with Nicole. I'm surprised Nicole never reached out to him via social media prior to connecting on Ready to Love. Somebody did tell me that they don't know if she found out that he was going there and decided to apply, but that ain't gonna guarantee her being there. It's too convenient for Ed. They had some type of contact within 15 years, but he ain't. Anyway, we're gonna get to it. But Nicole says that she cannot date someone who will not open up to her. Okay? She cannot date someone who will not open up to her. Hey, Munira, good to see you. Glad to have you here. We're just reacting to what Nicole has been sharing on our TVs. What else is there? There ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else. Nicole has put Ed in a high position in her eyes. Nicole sees herself as a nerd or an outcast. In her eyes, Ed is known as the popular football gem and a prize or popular sports gem. She wants him to feel like a winner. But she's a pageant young lady, and I know she's won some crowns. You've been there, okay? It's been 15 years. Now he needs to open up. Mm. She says she cannot date someone, but will she stay steadfast in that regard? Will she be steadfast in that she can't date someone who won't open up to her? Next up, we see Bello and Ashley. Ashley says that Bello makes everything comfortable. We find out they both are middle children. He was to go into law. He's the black sheep of the family. Thank you, Ja Tony, for telling everyone, hit that like button one good time. Thank you. You know, I always forget. I get straight into the meat and potatoes. And but we find out that Bello was to go into law, but he's the black sheep of the family. He's into being an entrepreneur. And she was to be a doctor and went on her own path to be a personal trainer. Remember, this is Bello and Ashley. I could see Ashley as being a doctor. She has some good, she sounds like she has good bedside manner. Mm, okay. I see you, Tyrus. I know Munira. Nicole does not see herself as a prize. Yes. So Ashley does share that she's in therapy. She's still going to therapy right now as we speak. She says she got an appointment this week. She says she is strong, but sometimes she feels so defeated and weak. Bello takes her hand while she cries, and she says she saw someone in her life that she loves go through some serious mental health issues. This was a touching moment. Thank you, Ashley, for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. We don't know. I assumed it was a love interest. If you saw Little Black Book 91, others thought it could be a parent. We all don't know. But it really has struck a chord with her. And yes, Bello was very sweet. Bello was extremely sweet to her. Okay. And he just listened. Bello understood the assignment. The assignment was not to talk. It was just to hold her hand. Okay. Kathy, you said I've been trying to comment for 2 minutes. I'm a subscriber anyway. Nicole gives the follow Ed on the show, and she was tipped off he would be on. Oh, okay. Hey, Miriam, good to see you. Yes, it was a good episode. Very good episode. And this was one of the great moments of that episode. Ashley sharing with Bello and Bello being there for her. Now, Bello does, when he finds that it is time to share and talk, he does tell her that she is brave and she is strong. That right there, Bello, perfect words to say. Exactly what needed to be said. Okay. We don't see Bello sharing, but we do hear from Ashley in her confessional, and we hear that he has shared. We heard from Lauren too that you remember we saw his date with Lauren. He shared there. You know, he did share about his family. Here's my question. We don't see what Bello shared. Maybe it was still on along the same lines of his child. And we don't see Vince sharing unless it was the same thing. I find it very suspicious when and who they choose to hide their deep emotional moments. That's my only thing with production. We could have just heard a line from Ashley like, "Thank you for sharing this, sharing, about your family with me." That's all. We didn't need to hear the whole thing. Just like Ashley, we know they spliced and diced the whole conversation, probably to protect who it was that Ashley had this emotional time with. I totally understand and agree. Because we didn't see Ashley sharing with Chris when they walked out in the parking lot. So for me, I sort of think, why did y'all make those production like decisions? Why? That would have been my question. But hey, that's just me and where my mind goes. Okay. But Ashley does say that Bello is husband like material. At this point, does Ashley know he has a 1-year-old and he has strict co-parenting? Does he want, well, we know Ashley wants children 2 to 3. That is a conversation I would have liked to see them have. Okay. Jaguar says, Nicole is stuck in a past fantasy. Ed has never looked at her like that. She needs to get a grip on reality. Wow. Okay. That's exactly what Tommy told her in a polite way. I'm not saying you're not polite, Jaguar. It's just, you and I have a way of saying things. Okay. We see the ladies' lounge. Now, y'all pay attention. What did we say last time? There's some people we see who they like and some people we don't. So Dominique says Cardi. I'm sure she said Bello too. Ain't no way Dominique not saying Bello, but we only see her say Cardi. We saw Nicole say Vince. She said she has snapped out of the Ed cloud. And I'm like, where? When? Because it's still looking kind of foggy to me. You snapped out of the Ed cloud when? Because he's still in the cloud, and we're about to see that you way lost in the cloud, the Ed clouds. Donna says, and that y'all, when she says she snapped out of the Ed cloud, it could be when they told her, she could have said that when they told her Ed was going home. Okay, maybe. We don't know. Donna says Vince is her top connection, and Steven is in the top running. Okay. Y'all, I have to say this. Can we take a momentary break? I have to say this. This is a public service announcement. Donna, girl, that suit you wore for this ladies' lounge, fire. Donna, I know I talked about you on the mixer when you came in with the simple black dress and talk about your posture. This suit, the makeup, the jewel, you were fire at this ladies' lounge. I have to say, I paused the video. I was like, daggone Donna, you look good. You look good. Back to our regularly scheduled program. I just had to tell Donna. I just had to say this suit was fire. I'm sorry. If y'all didn't pause it and give Donna her props, I don't know where she was coming from, or if it was just for the ladies' lounge. This was fire. Munira says, none of the guys share their deep thoughts. The women should have let the guys share their deep thoughts first. Munira, I agree with you. It could be that we didn't see it because, again, Ashley said that Bello shared. We didn't see it. We also saw that some people, it seemed like they cut away from it. And I think the men did share. That's why I asked, and here he is. That's why I asked, did Vince share something other than what he shared about his kids. Did he just piggyback off of Nicole's comment, or did he have his own deep thoughts that we did not see? Okay. Yes, she looked good. Yes, Donna looked good. She did look good. I've said I had the same thought, just gorgeous. Yes, it was everything together. The earrings, the outfit, the makeup. Donna was, I'm telling you, I had all the ladies look lovely. I have to say, the ladies, y'all did look lovely, but I'm sorry. This was just my hat tip to Donna. Okay. Sorry. Don't want to make anybody jealous. But Shannon says, she and Devin talk, even when she taking, a shower. And Tommy tells her she gonna get electrocuted talking to Devin on the shower on the phone. We grown here, right? This is YouTube. Everybody know this channel ain't for children, okay? Shannon, Devin, what we doing talking to each other in the shower? Is this for medicinal purposes? What are we doing talking while in the shower? We can't say I'll call you back. How about I go to the shower? Why are we talking while in the shower? Hello? I'm sorry. Maybe my mind is too grown. If I am talking to you while you in the shower and we dating, okay? If I'm talking to you while we in the shower, you in the shower and we dating, are there instructions being given? That was a little too much for me. I'm not talking to my friends while I'm in the shower. I'm not talking to anyone I'm dating. I'm going to call you back. Okay? Handle my business. And while I'm getting ready, I'm going to talk to you, put you back on speakerphone. But what I'm not going to do when I need to get behind my ears, I'm not going to be chancing getting electrocuted. And what does this do to, I ain't speaking, I cannot speak as a man. What does this do to a man knowing that while he is speaking to you, that you are handling that kind of business while on the phone with him? Well, I got to say, you're talking about Shannon and clutching her pearls. Shannon showed me, or I should say production showed me a different side of Shannon. This ladies' lounge. Okay? I saw a whole other side, a snappy side of Shannon that I like. Tyrus Will said Devin don't care. They probably talk about it. No, Tyrus. I will not have you speak of Devin in that manner. Although I don't know the man, okay? I don't know Devin. If we were dating, I'll wait for you to join me in the shower. We grown, right? Please. If I know that is what you are doing, I am giving you some instructions because I need to hear certain sounds over the phone. And what I'm not going to do in this kind of dating scenario, what's going to happen? How the other men going to feel knowing that you talking while you're showering? Or y'all that deep? You talking while you showering? Felicia says, I know people that talk on the phone in the shower. Okay, maybe I'm the problem. And I am certainly open into that. I'm the problem. I'm not talking to nobody while I'm in the shower. I'm sorry. Right. She did say Devin is good on the phone. Okay. Maybe I'm not the problem. I don't know. We don't know these people. This is all speculation. Y'all slander my man, Darius all day long. Devin's going to get this work. Tyrus. You could certainly give Devin the work, okay? Because he's putting in some work, okay? He paying cash apps. All your Darius is doing is saying how the girls kiss his hand. All I'm saying, Darius is giving me selfish right now, okay? Devin is giving of himself. Nicole doesn't seem to have good social skills. Oh, can't read the room. Oh, wow. I'll get to the trailer later. So again, let's go back. Shannon said she's about to get electrocuted. Okay. Yes, next episode, your man is giving away furs. I see that, Tyrus. Okay. Now Lauren says Bello. But Dom says, whoa, when Lauren said he had a kid. Now, was that whoa placed there? Or did Dominique actually say whoa after Lauren? I need to know because you know the splicing and dicing of things. And did we splice and dice that? To make it seem like she didn't know about his 1-year-old daughter? Because I don't see them being that close and Bella not sharing with Dominique. I could see him that night that they said, I gotta have a son. I could see him sharing it that night. Okay? I could see him sharing and telling her about him having a daughter that night. But was she shocked? Or was she shocked if it was well placed? Is she shocked that he told Lauren? He told another lady. I don't know. But Ashley does say Bello that she shared, about the mental health issues with a loved one with him, and he was wonderful at that time. But who we didn't hear from? Could anybody tell me who we didn't hear from? There's going to be a quiz every week. Who didn't we hear from? Okay, there's one lady we did not hear who her connection was. We didn't hear who connection was. You think she's shocked he told someone else? Mm-hmm. Dominic knows he has a child. They discussed it the first episode. Exactly. Christina wasn't there. Ashante. I didn't see Ashante's selection. I heard her piping in with other people, but I didn't hear Tommy say, Ashante. Ashante, who's your top? We didn't hear that. And Ashante's connection, the last time we heard was Steven, or it could be Carde. Ashante. What do you mean you can't remember her name? I got all the photos here. Tyra's, I got all the photos here. Okay? Ashante, I didn't hear her selection. Maybe he's shocked that he shared it with Lauren as well. Did we hear Ashley? Yes, we did hear Ashley. Ashley said Bello. Ashley did say Bello. She was the last person. And I always have their names on a list and I always check off and I always make sure. Wait a minute, Ashante didn't get to say anything. Okay. I didn't pay attention. She don't stand out to me for some reason. She don't stand out to you, but she stands out for me. She stands out for the wrong reason to the rest of the world. Remember, she's the one that she like to travel everywhere and is Miami. Everybody been roasting her all over the internet. But we over here, we understand splice and dice with production. We understand she must have said a whole bunch of other stuff. And then she also said Miami and they just clipped it in to make her look like Miami's the furthest she's ever been. that is some wild work, but it had some effect. Now, Tommy asked, who are you not feeling? Donna said, Chris. It ain't a connection. It ain't never going to be a connection. Now, that sounds like how the ladies talked about Cartier, that first mixer. Ain't feeling him. Ain't never going, no matter how many mixes, he ain't going to be on top. Chris is who Donna picked. Ashley picked Chris. He is insecure about the journey and too sobby for her. Man up. I said, daggone it. Ashley, you were just dabbing the tears. We just had an emotional moment. You telling this man to man up. He too sobby about. Okay. I need to see what else he was saying in that parking lot. Sounds like Dom explained Richie. So, Ashante and Steven seem to have less screen time in all the episodes of the season. Yes, it does seem like that. We only got a snippet of them last episode. Now, Shannon, we said, Chris, either you're going to rise to the occasion or fade away. I said, daggone. Sometimes Shannon says some things that y'all are leaving out and I don't get to see who Shannon is. Either you're going to rise to the occasion or fade away. She got a little bite to her and I like it. I like it, Shannon. Lauren says Darius feels like she's talking to her pastor and she don't want to sleep with her pastor. And I said, but Lauren, this is what's in my notes. Lauren, in that vein, only the first lady will sleep with the pastor. I'm guessing you don't want to be a first lady, at least not to that pastor. Because pastors have a wife that's willing to sleep with them, even though they are praying over what they got to have going on. So I understand, but the pastor got a first lady, and y'all, you feel like a pastor. He been sending them apparently Bible verses and the grand risings of it all. That's what it seemed like the ladies are talking about, that they feeling from Darius. Okay, okay, Pastor Darius. Because I'm like, he could be a pastor. There's nothing wrong with him being like a pastor. It's like, but I know you ain't want to see your pastor already got a wife. Your pastor already got a wife. As she has a hard time expressing criticism in a kind way. Oh, really? Tara's World's like, yes, Lord. Okay. See, let's not go there, because it's yes, Lord, and there's a oh God to be said. Shannon's personality is slipping through a love for the church girls. I don't see her as completely a church girl, but I understand. I understand what y'all are saying. Ashanti said Vince because of the money situation. And Tommy said, yeah, with Vince, you're going to be working up until you up until your 9th month while you're pregnant. And then Shannon is like, you're going to be working till you pop. I said, there go another sting from Shannon. You'll be working till you burst. I said, the midwife is coming out with the midwife jokes. And I said, Shannon, they are doing you a disservice, because I'm sure you got other one-liners in that ladies' lounge we do not see. Her entire personality slipping through, and I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Ashley, again, we hear Ed. Ed is not attentive, but y'all saw the Nicole head swing, right? She heard Ed's name, and her whole body was like, what? Ed? Ed's name is coming up? As she said, he's not attentive, will not speak words of affirmation into his woman. And Dominique said, yes, I agree. Ashante said, Ed is a charmer, but emotionally unavailable. And Nicole says she's sad. She finally had her date with Ed. Yeah, because production had to schedule him. He didn't come of his own fruition. Okay. Just throw that in there. Okay. Show had to make him go on a date with you. He snuck back into Detroit, didn't let you know. Okay. She said she likes Ed. And Tommy had to ask, does he like you? And Nicola said, maybe. As she said, you've been crushing on this man for 15 years and you ain't never seen it? Nicole's like, she's not ready to let him go and it will crush her. That right there is the reason why they let her do the assignment. Tommy said, over 15 years and you have painted a picture that may not exist. I said, woo! Nicole, now you're hearing it from a man. A man is telling you, a married man at that. We could have lots to say about Tommy, but he is a married man. Okay. And y'all, did he ain't let his wife wait 15 years. I mean, she waited a good number of years, but she ain't wait 15 and not know whether he like her or not. Okay. They've been together. Not married, but they've been together. Nicole says she can be in a fairy tale with her hopes, but, there's still a lot to get to know about Ed. But he don't want to know about you, Nicole. I'm just saying. Because, girl, he would share with you if he wanted you to know about him. He would share. Okay? So we find out who are the two men. Pastor may not be a compliment. They mean that Darius is showy without substance like some pastors. Ooh, okay. We do find out which men are on the bottom this week. Ed and Chris. These two men are on the bottom. Now, Ashante takes Chris out. I said, here come the battle of the chefs. This is finally, I get to see Ashante and Chris. I wish they had a conversation that we saw, because it might have been about the kitchen, and I may have picked up some pointers, because daggone it. Daggone it. And I'm gonna keep on saying this, Ashante. We waiting on that cookbook, that vegan cookbook. I'm just gonna keep on saying it. The two chefs are together. Chris said he has a top 5, and Ashante did exactly what I did in that moment. You got a top 5, but there's only 6 or 7 ladies. That's wild. I was literally spitting my water out when I was rewatching this. Ashante said, you feel like you're building a romantic connection? Because the ladies don't think so. Basically, she asking, are you Delulu, Chris? Are you Delulu? She said the ladies think you don't listen enough, Chris. Can't get enough from you. Okay. It's too much work to talk to you. He said he has to get to know so many people in such a short amount of time. You sounded like Xavier. You sounded like Xavier. Although Xavier is cool around these parts. You sounded like Xavier. And she says, you're giving friend vibe. He said, and she tells him he is not ready to love. So Chris is sent home. Okay. Chris said he's not surprised, but this was speeding up. He was spent from trying to have so many connections with so many women at the same time. And he needs to change his approach. Oh golly. I'm gonna get to that one later, Munira. I don't think he's interested. He did say that in the parking lot with Ashley. He ain't interested. I actually like Chris, but my thoughts on him too, though. I know you like Seaway on Little Black Book 91. Y'all think the same way. I ain't gonna do that. Okay. Next, Nicole takes Ed out. Now, whoever, and I will keep on saying this, whoever on production chose Nicole to give Ed the news that he ain't ready to love, you deserve a raise. Whoever agreed to it, co-signed on it, whatever. Nicole, will it be effective? No. She will still be in the land of fairy tale. And I will tell y'all why, because we kind of saw it. We kind of saw it. Nicole takes Ed out. She's crying when he walks in. So we know the only way she's crying is because he about to go. Okay? You ain't saying nothing, Tyrus. You ain't got to say. I could hear it. I can hear you whispering. So she does tell him that the woman wanted him to be more open. Ed said this is him being open, giving limited access, but he's here looking for love. Oh, it's limited access? How about no access? How about no access? How does that make sense? This is you open, but giving limited access. Yo, I had to put on the closed captions to make sure I was typing exactly what he said. You're open, but limited access. Okay. That didn't sound right. Okay. It didn't sound right. It sounded like you were hired to act like you were here for love, but I ain't gonna say that. I don't know your contract. Nicole says, are you ready for a girlfriend or a wife? You move at a slower pace, and that's how I felt about it. The way Nicole was talking, it's them are the ladies. This is what they said about you. But I just felt you were going at a slower pace. She'd given him more excuses. She's given Ed more excuses. I felt you were going at a slower pace. They don't understand you like I do. I have been following you for 15 years. 15 years. I know. Nicole, stop giving him an excuse. Stop. Please. It was cringe to me. Yes, it was good TV. It was good for me. I don't understand why he came. It does sound like he was recruited. It does sound like it. It sounds like if somebody went through Nicole's social media, if Nicole ever at one time said that her dream man was Ed, and it sounded like somebody said, we need to go recruit this Ed. We need to get him. And she needs to not know he there until she see him. It's given that. It's given that. So Nicole tells him that he is not ready to love. He said this was unexpected and he rubs his eye. And I'm like, why are you rubbing your eye, Ed? You ain't crying. You're not crying. Are you trying to rub a tear out? Are you trying to induce a thug tear? You weren't crying. You could have said we could date after the show. Or maybe you did and we didn't see it. But Ed felt like he was open. Ed felt like he was open. Sounds like a revolving door open but limited access. Oh, very well said, Absence. Very well said. A revolving door. And that could have many connotations. Now, y'all, she crying more than him. He sent home. But she, Nicole, is crying more than Ed. I'm like, girl, he offers words of comfort. That's as far as he go. That's as far as I would go. If somebody been telling me they've been crushing on me for 15 years and I ain't feeling them like that, I can't hold your hand. I can't do nothing. Because I don't want you clinging to me anymore. But Nicole, that's an answer. That's an answer right there, but you ain't hearing it. Ed says the expectations of spending more time together has been ripped away. Excuse me? Is this the only way you could have had to spend time with her? Ed, is this the only way you could have spent time with her? The expectation of spending more time together has been ripped away. It's sounding like high school theater. I'm sorry to say. You had an opportunity to date Nicole apart from this. When you came back to Detroit, did you look her up? You had an opportunity apart from the show. Apart from the show. He was a former pro boxer that just moved back, perfect for casting. Yeah, that too. That too. Y'all, I had to stop it, get the closed captioning, and make sure I heard what I heard. Then he does go out though, and he hugs her. Okay, he does hug Nicole, pelvis to pelvis. Will Nicole cling to that? Now that she has physical proximity to him, will she cling to that? That'll be my question. And she says he was her most emotional connection, and she does not want to spend the next 15 years wondering. How? How was he your most emotional connection? He didn't try to schedule a date. He didn't try to see you. He wasn't telling you, my hands are more than just fighting. It's meant to nourish and more than just to protect. He wasn't doing all that with you. How is he your most emotional connection? But he had her pelvis to pelvis. Not a good look. Not a good look. No leaning in for no kiss. Even though they were pelvis to pelvis, he was back here looking down. Okay. That was not a good look at all. Ed won't date her. He's afraid of her behavior. She's already in love with him without him having done anything. He hugged her because they're in front of the camera, but you didn't have to do it pelvis to pelvis, Munira. Pelvis to pelvis. If you know the lady is clinging, don't do pelvis to pelvis at all. You could hug without it. And then when he pulls back, his top body leans back, but he's still holding her at the waist. I'm sorry. There's certain body language things that to me, is cringe, but that's just me. Okay? That's just me. Yes, Nicole is giving never been kissed or in a relationship before. She's given that. Was it the first time Ready to Love presenting a crush couple? Well, Nicole had the crush, not Ed. Nicole did have the crush, not Ed. Ed said that, he's learning lessons on his journey and will continue to look for love. I guess look for love with limited access. Has he gaslit her before? I mean, he gaslit us here with that. It has been, the expectation of more time spent together has been ripped away. That's gaslighting me. I'm sorry. There was no expectation for me that Ed wanted to spend any time with Nicole, whether that's production or not. Nicole had to come find him at the first mixer, and his lackluster approach, no, he kept her for a vote. Because why do that knowing you're going home? It could be some people are just natural, flirty. It could be that's just how he, offers a hug or whatever. Just his natural body instinct. I don't know. We don't know these people again. But what we do know is both Ed and Chris were sent home. Wait a minute. Both Ed and Chris were sent home. I was not expecting it. When we heard Chris is not ready to love, I said, daggone, if y'all gonna have Nicole have 2 dates, and then when I saw her crying, I said, yes, Ed going home. Finally. Is she gonna pay attention to the other men? No. Her head gonna be in the clouds for Ed. Most men don't turn down options for Cookie. So high vibe. If you want an option for Cookie, why would I turn you down? Because what we see in the previews, I understand why Ed would turn her down. In the previews, we hear that the women are meeting the men's exes. What we see are clips. We see Vince look like he's uncomfortable, okay? But Donna says she's just fine. Vince's like, oh, this is a little different. This is a little uncomfortable. Donna's like, why? I'm fine. Ain't you fine? That's how it looked. Look like he uncomfortable. Bello is going to be Dom's favorite person forever. Okay. Ashley has strong connections, but not as strong as Darius has connections, is what she said. And he does get a kiss after giving her a gift. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tyra's World. Your dude gives her a gift. A whole fox. A whole white fox. Okay? From head to toe. Nicole hates that every time she sees Devin talking to another girl. Now that right there is why I would be an Ed and not give her the time of day. I can't. Because every time you see me talking to a girl, you gonna flip? What is the jealousy streak like? Are you tick tick boom? We can't have that. Dominique says, we hear also with with Dom and Shannon being there. Dominique basically is saying, Nicole is like, I get mad every time you talk to a girl. She's telling Devin that. And Dominique is like, but we sitting here. We're the other ladies he talking to. Why would you say that in front of us? Is Nicole self-sabotaging so she could get kicked out of the show? So that she could go see what Ed doing? Then Carday's ex talks about sexual connections. And Ashanti says she refuses to talk about her kitty cat with her. We ain't doing that. That's what we're not going to do on this here television. Now, Shannon was there. Dom was there. And Cardi asked, how did this happen? Well, you invited the ex, Cardi. And also, how did this happen? Cardi, I ain't hearing you speaking up. So I'm hoping you did speak up. I'm hoping you did speak up, at least in some moment. Okay, let me see what y'all say. Most men don't turn. Oh, yeah. I recommend people watch a video titled Men's Brains, Women's Brains. It offers excellent insight on how the different genders think and about the opposite sex. Both sides of Ready to Love need to learn seriously. Ed did say his hands were made for nourishment when he meant to say nourishing. Yes, he did say that. A whole coyote. A whole coyote. You liked it. Okay, Tyrus. Are we going hunting? Will you agree to hunt for the whole coyote? Tyrus, I'm asking. Nicole is delusional and slow. Hey, Just Rhonda01. Can't imagine dating Nicole. I can't either. Y'all, please check out Just Rhonda01, her channel. She covers your Married to Medicines, your housewives of all the different lands out there, your love and marriages. She does cover all of that as well as other content on the internet. There's a good time there. She usually goes on at 7, so I need to wrap it up. Hey, Just Rhonda. I bet Nicole is like, Brittany from Mass. Ooh, could be. I respect Ashanti for that boundary. Yes, I respect anybody for that boundary. Okay, Munira, you said this earlier. In the trailer for the next episode, she complains to Devin and gets angry that he talks to other girls, even though the girls are in the same room with Nicole. Exactly, Munira. Yes, that was Nicole complaining that he talks to other girls. Maybe that's the reason why. Munira says, I would be ashamed if I was a member of Nicole's family. Show some shame and think before you speak. I wonder if she's been in a relationship before. She acts like a teenager. Thank you for those, Munira. I'm glad I did put a star on those. Yeah, I don't think I'll be ashamed if I was Nicole's family. Oh, no. Because I would have known way back when that Nicole had it for Ed since undergrad. And I would have told every boyfriend she had, oh, your name ain't Ed? You ain't Ed? Oh, no. No. This ain't going to work. She ain't going to like you the way she loved that man who married and got a kid. Oh, now he divorced. Oh, yeah. I couldn't talk to her about it. In a competition, that's what he's there for. Exactly. So this is why this sort of dating pattern may not work for someone like Nicole. It didn't work for Xavier for a different reason. Chris said he was spent. He tired, knowing all these people, all these ladies so quickly. Hey, we don't know. She's a pageant girl. Maybe she's a brat. Oh, wow. Well, now y'all know Mama El Cid and Grandmama El Cid were pageant girls. Okay. Now, now, mm, maybe that wasn't the best example. Maybe that wasn't the best example, but I can see how sometimes, not all the time, sometimes pageant girls feel entitled. Okay. Sometimes they feel entitled. But sometimes I do have to tell Mama El Cid to put her scepter and crown down. This is not a pageant moment. We could be real. Okay. This is not a pageant moment. Okay. But yeah, I could see that. But being a pageant young lady, you should be used to not winning. You should be used to not crowning. So being rejected by Ed, I mean, you can't win every pageant. Or the people you are helping to build in a pageant, they can't win every pageant. You should be used to it and moving on. I just would love to know, what was it about Ed that has caused her to have 15 years of infatuation? I mean, this could be a movie. Y'all, we need to develop a movie like this. We need to develop a movie like this. 15 years of infatuation. When will the balloon burst? This could be a rom-com, but they don't end up together. Okay. This could be one of those rom-com where she infatuated with the guy named Ed, and he ain't feeling for her. He ain't checking for her, but he checking for her while he on a show. It's good for his image. And yet, another guy that she knows, not as a friend, but another guy she knows or may have dated in the past, that she ain't giving the time of day now because she feel like she is in close proximity with her crush. We could write this. We could sell this. We could sell this to TLC, not Lifetime, not Lifetime, child. But we could write this. Okay, this could be the catalyst for a great, great, great movie. Ed is from the East Side. He was never going to be ready. Ooh, my. Now, just Rhonda knows a thing or two about Michigan. So I'm a trust her judgment on this. So East Side players ain't never gonna be ready. And maybe that was the problem. He from the East Side, she from another side, and she just wanted to be from the Is she looking for East Side cred? I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just joking. Is Nicole ready for Detroit or West Bloomfield Hills? I don't know. She ready for the Valley. Okay, it sounds like very Valley, but it sounds like she has some tick tick boom to her. Next week with Devon, that takes some gumption, or maybe she's just hurt and she is just fighting back with the fact that y'all made her get rid of Ed and tell him he's not ready to love. Because them other ladies can't see it, Ed, but I can see it. You just move at a slower pace. She's creating excuses for this man, and she's gonna do everything she can for her to get knocked out. And the men are probably aware. The men are probably aware that Nicole gonna be a little bit lackluster this week. Now, we did see her with that date with Devon, so we know. We did see her say that Vince is one of her top choices, so we know Devon and Vince. I'm gonna be looking to see, are they still feeling her after Ed is gone? After the infatuation and the thrill is gone? I don't know. She thought she and Vince were holding hands. They were exercising, and the instructor passed by and said, I like this connection. What connection? The actual holding of the hands? Or is there a romantic connection the instructor was seeing? Okay, I'm not, but who? Okay, y'all, I hate to say this, but I will ask this. Usually, and I don't know, again, Jaguar, let me know, because you done watched the video. I'm gonna go watch that video later. Let me know. Because any man now would think that he's coming second to Ed. Wouldn't you agree? Any man now will think that if Ed turn your way, are you going to leave my relationship, our relationship, because Ed is finally giving you the time of day? You got to give up on the Eds of the world, Nicole. You got to give up on Ed. Because right now, I feel like you're blocking your blessings. You're blocking your blessing. Okay? I don't. I don't like it. To be harped on someone that is not showing you the same reverence, they are not worth it. If they can't see the same, the same in you that you see in them, it's an imbalance and you need to move on. We kind of have it already. It always a sad story. Issa dated Daniel in Insecure and finally see what it was like. Mm. If she's that salty, she can leave with her man Ed. Right? She can't, Felicia. Good analogy. Daniel was fine. I wasn't mad at Issa, even though we knew how it would end. Not at all. Again, but Issa had a relationship with her man. Nicole never had a relationship with Ed that we know of. She 15 years, she's sitting on infatuation. It's giving me you don't know when to stop or when to give up. But if I was a man coming up now and having seen and you say, hey, I was on this show and I see you harping and that you have loved this man or been infatuated with this man for 15 years, I'd say, you know what? No, thank you. No, thank you. Because I feel like I couldn't get your whole heart. I feel like I couldn't get your whole heart at all. Consider it fully blocked. It's already episode 6 and she hasn't thought about anyone else. I don't think she can pivot at this point. She doesn't seem to really have a connection with any of the guys. She's saying Devin. Apparently, Devin is saying her too if she's on the ex's date. But is she going to be there with the Vince ex date? You see, that's what I need to see. Is it just Donna? Because if it's just Donna, then I know where Vince lay. Okay? I know where Vince is only checking for Donna at that point. Unless production being messy and say, we ain't going to send you. Did she even know she was sprung like that? Did he even know? No, I don't think he knew. I think he knows now with her crying outside. She crying more than him. He sent home. He probably happy to go home and chill at the house. Happy to go home and chill at the house. Happy to go home and go to the studio and record a session with Lauren. He working on his podcast. He working on stuff. He ain't got time for all this. Issa had my baby daddy. Maybe Nicole, she'd be next to go home. She should be next to go home, but is it because she's going to self-sabotage so the men know that she is not available? That is my question. Is that what she's doing? If that's the case, she's in a sunken place that I can't retrieve her from. And if no one has retrieved her from it in 15 years, this may be the state that she will be perpetually in. And that I'm sorry for her, because it'll be unrequited love forever. Forever, ever? It'll be unrequited love. I just don't get that. And I wonder if every man before has, it has been an Ed measuring stick. I want so much more for her. I want so much more for all of you, actually. But this to me, it's like she has limited herself. She's limited her loves. And y'all, this is an edited, produced show. This is all the pieces of Nicole that we are seeing. This does not encapsulate the totality of who Nicole is. But this little bit that we're seeing, and the ladies are saying in the ladies' lounge that it was hard talking to her about this. Tommy's even telling her, hey, gotta wake up, baby girl. You gotta wake up. These people are strangers. She's had friends for 15 years that have watched this develop and probably saying, you know what? We can't do nothing for her. This is just who she is. I just don't want to see, for Nicole, that she is in the twilight of her life and look back and say, hey, I should have snapped out of it earlier and lived a full life elsewhere, giving my love to someone who actually will, return that love. Ed is a measure. Ed will be a measuring stick. If she's this infatuated with Ed, I won't be surprised if she measured every guy to either measure them up to Ed himself or measured her feelings for them to see if it measured up to the feelings of infatuation she had for Ed. I don't know. I don't think she's been waiting on him for 15 years. I think the excitement of the possibility. Okay, Letitia Edwards, I am open to that. I'm open to that. The excitement of the possibility, but the way she was speaking, it ain't sounding like just the excitement. But I leave space for that. Definitely leave space for that. But it's like, I don't know. Y'all know me. I don't spin the block. The only seconds I will have is food on a plate. Okay. The route I take to the store from the house is not the same route that I take back to the house from the store. So y'all know me. So definitely I ain't waiting for no 15 years. We had our chance, our opportunity in undergrad. That was our chance and it passed. Well, you know what? Sorry. I can't because I'm not still that young lady from undergrad and you are not still that young man. Okay. Okay. We just not. We're not in the same place in our lives. So my infatuation. And then again, y'all, if this was a man, if Nicole was a man obsessing over a lady like this, and all you know is their looks, and you just infatuated with how they look, we will say that he is shallow. We will say that he is just looking at her and her body. We would be roasting the Eds of the world if this was reversed. You've been thinking about this woman for 15 years? 15 years? There's something wrong. And as we say, we do acknowledge there's something wrong here. If you've been infatuated with this man. But again, I wonder. I agree. She wasn't waiting 15 years, but he was the one that got away. He lives rent-free in her mind because someone else married him and had kids. Something she hasn't done yet. Well said, High Vibe. She hasn't had kids, but she said this because she is scared of, raising the children and so forth. And that's healthy. I just want to know, has and is Nicole seeking therapy? Again, I don't think that she's been waiting for Ed, but Ed can be certainly in the back of her mind. But when they met at the mixer and she didn't even know he moved back to Detroit, he wasn't looking for you. He wasn't checking for you. And everybody else who knew how you felt about Ed made sure you didn't know he moved back to Detroit. Why would they do that? Everybody else in your vicinity know how you feel about Ed, or the people who do know. If they knew Ed moved back to town and didn't tell you, they knew. Were they shielding Ed or shielding you? That would be my question. But y'all, this season is turning out to be wonderful. And I'm wondering if the season is wonderful because on its own, or is it wonderful because of what we went through with Philly? Is it season? I don't want to take anything away from Detroit, but are y'all wonderful on your own? Or is it because we are feeling the sting from Philly? Okay. Yeah, the one that got away, that's an understandable probability. Yeah, but I wouldn't be fawning over him when I see there are other men around? Okay. Maybe she don't like none of them. Like Xavier said, you do not cast your pearls before swine. Probably thought she was over him. And she probably did until she saw him. Did she know he was divorced? We don't know. But for me, it feels stuck. It feels stuck. And if somebody don't pay attention to me, if he turned around and was paying attention now, I'll be side-eyeing. Why now? Why now? And why during the course of the show? You had all this time to check in with me. Why now during the course of the show? But y'all, that was the end of the episode. Both Ed and Chris were sent home. This is going to be certainly interesting. Certainly interesting. Because we have very few men left on the block. Who's left? We have Darius. We have Steven, Vince, Devin, Cardi, and Bello. And it seems like we are going to get the Cardi experience next week and see what this X is talking about. Okay. Nicole's a dreamer. She probably thought college was where she would get a bachelor's and a Mrs. degree. True. There's some ladies that think they go to college, you can get your education and your husband. Now, I did get married soon after I graduated college, but I met him while I was in college, but he was not at my college at all. These are the breaks. I didn't want to date anyone that I would see in class. I didn't want to date anyone I would even see on campus. Y'all know how I am. I would never. I don't date nobody at work, and I wouldn't date anybody on campus. because I need campus to be my escape. I'm sorry, y'all. I need campus to be my escape. I'll date you if you go into another school down the road, but I cannot be walking into English class next semester and like, ooh, you? Oh no, I'm gonna have to change classes. I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. It has been wonderful. Again, just to let y'all know, Thursday, we are going to be doing Pop the Balloon for a real one. It's going to be at 7 p.m. EST. That is only going to be for the members. I'm sorry. Members pay to be here. They get the emojis and they get the special attention. Okay? So Pop the Balloon for a real one with the White Kings and the Black Queens will be on Thursday at 7 p.m. EST. Friday, we will have our unscripted where you, the audience, decide what we're going to talk about. And the members will know in advance what year in music we will be covering. I'm excited. I like the year. Another year that I really do like. And also we'll be watching Ready to Love. We'll do a live watch starting at 7:45. We have a good old time here on Fridays at 7:45 EST. Saturday, 2 lives. Love is Blind Italy. I'll do a live watch of the reunion at noon. And then Saturday at 5, we'll do our recap of the season. We know who got married. We know who didn't. We got to see, did they stay married or not? And I will drop it will be live. I'll be watching it live on YouTube, but I also will drop a teleparty link. So if anybody wants to watch it with me, you have to have your own access to Netflix in order to join the teleparty. So we can watch it together and you could see exactly where I am and we could watch the same screen on the teleparty, but you have to have your own access to Netflix. Sunday, I may or may not do an unsolicited advice, but I may leave the 50th for the last Sunday of the year. So let's see. Let's see how this goes. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. And as I always say, I'll see you on the next one.